The second day of individual competition at the 2026 CrossFit Games rolls on as we are in the penultimate event for the individuals here on Friday in San Jose, California. Thanks for staying with us, everybody. I'm Sean Woodland with Chase Ingram. Bella Martin is down on the competition floor. Event number 11, something we've seen before, but maybe not in this format, and definitely not at this difficulty level. It's a handstand obstacle course.
We have in their parts, but never all together in one event. We've got a handstand walk obstacle course that gets increasingly difficult as you move from section 1 to section 6, ending with that press to handstand parallel walk to the finish line.
Mission brief presented by Air National Guard. Take us through it, Cap.
Honestly, not as many athletes getting stuck to where we thought they were, but if you know there's going to be an implement that you are not going to fare well in, get there as fast as you can and get a tie break time. There's one after every section. Once you get to that position where you think you're going to have some trouble, rest a little bit more than you want to or than you think you should, and allow yourself to recover and give your best opportunity to attack the implement.
First of 3 heats for the women. Alexis Raptis is in lane number 10 and looking to start moving her way up the overall standings.
Alexis Raptis, very good inverted, especially when we're talking about pressing. However, has not had the weekend so far that she was hoping to, finding herself in this first heat.
Heat 1 underway, same rules as the men. You have to do each section unbroken. And that's between the yellow lines. If you come off of your hands at any point between those yellow lines, you have to go back to the nearest yellow line where you started. And Annika Greer in lane 5 in the all pink is your early leader here.
Everyone broke after the first section, and Annika Greer was the only one to advance through the freestanding handstand walks second section.
Greer back on her hands now to her second set of 4 freestanding handstand push-ups. One remains for Annika Greer, and now 2 pirouettes, the first on flat ground, the second on that riser. Lanes 9 and 10, McGonigal and Raptis are close behind Greer. Also down in lane number 2, Lydia Fish towards the front.
Keep your eye out for Lydia Fish. She's being very conservative in her breaks and her rest, but she's very good with gymnastics movements.
Greer gets herself up to the riser and not able to complete that pirouette. Here comes Lydia Fish. Fish nearly stumbled and she can't get through either. So Raptis and McGonigal now down in lanes 9 and 10 are taking their turns, and the two of them, I take that back, it was McGonigal who got through first. Now Greer has completed her second pirouette, and she will join McGonigal on the parallel bars. Lydia Fish is done. And Ella Wilkinson is through.
McGonigal taking her time, top part of your screen.
Alexis Raptis, upper left-hand part of your screen in the all black, is now on the parallel bars as well. Greer is going to be the first woman to make this attempt and not able to press it out. And now she has it, but unable to hold. Fish can't make it. And we've got a lot of shaking out of the arms and hands right now. We still have some women who are stuck back on the freestanding handstand push-ups. Lydia Fish, meanwhile, has figured out the parallel bars. Fish is up and over, and she is in.
Meticulous, calculated, taking her time, resting like she should, and it paid off for Lydia Fish.
Alexis Raptis is going to beat Annika Greer to the buzzer to take second place in the heat. And now it's Lucy McGonigal who's trying to get herself inverted. Miriam Von Rohr almost was there. She's in the Middle of your floor going to the chalk, or middle of the screen going to the chalk bucket.
We have 4 women trying to get through this last obstacle. We've got 3, you can see in the background, still trying to work through that first section of freestanding handstand push-ups.
Hannah Black, Erica Folo, and Rachel Noel have yet to get through their first set of 4 freestanding handstand push-ups, as in lane 8, Janie Chevery is up and over.
That was a good save.
McGonigal making another attempt. Far right side of your screen, couldn't hold it. Miriam Von Rohr can't figure it out. Inside 2 minutes to go before we hit the time cap. Wilkinson can't lock out the press.
And this is what we're talking about, the time cap being important, because if there is 5 to 6 athletes who can't complete this section at the end, getting there is now your most important task to get that tie break time. You'll get a time after you complete every successful section on the handstand walk course.
Meanwhile, that cheer you're hearing is for Rachel Noel in the background, who got through her first set of 4 freestanding handstand push-ups. She's in the background in the long pants. Here's Wilkinson with another attempt. Can't figure it out. And about a minute to go before we hit the time cap. Miriam Von Rohr is up and over, and she will get in with time to spare. Ten seconds to go as Wilkinson and McGonigal will have about one more attempt. McGonigal almost had it. Lydia Fish, 2:36.49 seconds, will take the heat. And she was probably listening to you.
Listen, Sean, every once in a while.
I want to give you credit when it's due, because when you get it right, you get it right, man.
Hey, but when I get it wrong, I also I did a good job getting it wrong. But yeah, Lydia Fish, you got to be controlled, you got to be calculated, you got to be dumb, or you got to be tough if you're going to be dumb. But I don't know which one that is pertaining to me. But Lydia Fish, bottom part of your screen in lane number 2, taking her time after each section, giving her time to rest, allowing herself to focus on each implement. This stumble was her first attempt at the riser. Open the door for Lucy McGonigal in the purple and out Alexis Raptis in the black, and allow them to get to the parallettes first. Lucy McGonigal, however, started struggling, and that opened things up for Lydia Fish, who on her first try was able to get herself a heat win coming out of heat number 1.
Lydia Fish, 2:36.49 seconds as half the field got through the parallel bars. Alexis Raptis edges out Annika Greer. Janie Chevery and Miriam Von Rohr, the other 2 women to conquer the entirety of this obstacle course. Heat 2 coming up next. We'll have it for you when we come back to the 2026 CrossFit Games. One heat down, 2 remain here in event number 11. As we work our way through the second day of individual competition at the 2026 CrossFit Games. Total of 20 events. And we still have one more after this, but the task at hand, a handstand walk with a bunch of obstacles out there.
Task at hand, stand walk. That's right.
Oh,
we got to
well done.
It's terrible, guys. I should be fired for that one. Handstand walk course across the length of the SAP Center. The obstacles get more difficult as you work your way from set 1 to set 6.
Mission brief presented by Air National Guard. Keys to the event.
And we saw it happen. If you get your tie break time to an implement you're not going to be good at, that might separate yourself from the field. But when you get there, rest a little bit more than you think if you want to be successful.
10 women in the second of 3 heats, all trying to track down Lydia Fish's top time of 2 minutes 36.49 seconds. Heat 2 underway. All these sections need to be completed unbroken. And that's denoted by the yellow lines on the floor. If you come down off your hands between the yellow lines, you got to retreat to the nearest yellow line and start over. Paige Rogers in lane 6 in the pink top, black shorts is on to her first set of freestanding handstand push-ups. Elisa Fuliano right next to her in the all black.
And Fuliano
is really making quick work of this course, and she will stumble and have to retreat.
And that was just a little too fast, a little out of control. You don't need to, like we said, you do need a tie break time. But a little stumble here is just going to add to the fatigue level.
And Fuliano has things sorted out. She is a rep ahead of Rogers as the two of them head to their first pirouette. Fuliano back to work. First of 2 pirouettes, no problem for her. And she'll work her way to the riser. Trying to track down Lydia Fish's top time in the upper left-hand part of your screen as Rogers is through her first pirouette. No problem for Fuliano, and now to the parallel bars. More than a minute before we hit Lydia Fish's top time. Rogers is through as well.
Now what Lydia Fish did is she bided her time to make sure her shoulders were recovered before her first attempt.
Fuliano almost had it.
I thought she was going to pull that out.
Did too.
Now see, Fuliano's going right back into it.
Well, Abby Doman is now onto the parallel bars, and here's Paige Rogers.
Fuliano just went up too soon.
Rogers up, over, and in for the heat win and the new top time. 1:56.58 seconds. Fuliano is done. Doman, Meha, and Kerstetter are all on the parallel bars. Kerstetter on the far right. Meha next to her just failed, and Doman, the bottom left-hand part of your screen, approaching the parallel bars as Burgess Bjornsdottir will join them. Doman almost had it. Meha couldn't press it out. Kerstetter now another attempt, and she won't be able to make it. Here's Doman.
Now watch what she'll do. She'll split out wide and then reposition herself. And that was probably her best attempt.
Two women so far in this heat have finished. Matilda Garnis in lane 9 just completed her first pirouette. Saria Mayhoff got really close. And now Doman in lane 3. She will make it. Kerstetter trying to press her way out. She's just stuck in the bottom there. Now Mayha with another attempt.
The trick.
Words can't get there.
The trick on this turnaround is you see some of these girls are getting pinned really, really deep into that parallel in that inverted position. And it's this healthy balance of trying to stay tucked, which makes the turn easier, but staying high enough to make that press out not as much of a deficit as you see some of these athletes doing.
All the women in this heat, except for Holly Tynan, have made it to the parallel bars. Tynan is still on her second set of freestanding handstand push-ups as Kerstetter with another failed attempt. Bjornsdottir can't lock it out. Top of the screen in lane 10, Miley Wade now far on the far right side of your screen. We're inside 2 minutes to go before we hit the time cap.
And this is where those tiebreakers are so valuable, because if none of these athletes are able to complete this section, how quickly they got here is going to be the separation on the leaderboard.
Kerstetter looks to be getting herself, like you mentioned, in a good position to press out, but just can't lock it out.
And what I'm starting to see is that some of these athletes are pressing up to try to get to that handstand position, but are trying to walk before they can stabilize that handstand position.
Aileen Wurz in lane 4 is in. With plenty of time to spare, inside 5 minutes for Wurz. Four women have finished inside the 6 minute time cap here. Paige Rogers with the top time, the only woman so far to go sub 2 minutes, 1:56.58 seconds. Birgis Bjornsdottir on the left side of your screen, trying to get herself steadied. And down in lane 7, Surya Meha is over. Meha is going to win the race. Bjornsdottir is in. 30 seconds to go before we hit the cap. Wade, Garnis, Kerstetter, and Tynan, the 4 women left on the floor.
Oh, Tynan just failed her last freestanding handstand push-up.
And that is the time cap. We have a new leader heading into the third and final heat, and it's Paige Rogers at 1:56.58 seconds. Rogers and Fuliano battling earlier, but it was Rogers who got the parallel bars figured out the quickest.
And it was Rogers who took a page at the Lydia Fish playbook that was a bit more conservative in her pace and intensity, working her way down the field, where Fuliano got through sections quickly, but then would have a no rep because she was going too fast on a press to handstand. Fuliano, who also tried to kick up a little too soon after failing a rep, let that open the door up for Paige Rogers to sneak just ahead of her. There's a balance here. That in technique versus intensity thing, we always see at the level 1, making sure we're moving well, but we're also moving fast enough to put ourselves ahead of the pack.
6 women in that second of 3 heats finished the entirety of the course inside the 6 minute time cap. Kerstetter, Garnis, Wade, and Tynan, the only 4 to get capped. Third and final heat coming up next. We are set for the third and final heat of event number 11 of 20 here at the 2026 CrossFit Games. Glad you're with us inside the SAP Center in San Jose, California, everybody, as we take a look at the overall leaderboard coming into this event. Amy Kringle is now 58 points up on Lucy Campbell in second place. Maddie Sturt clinging to third. but only by 7 points over Emma Lawson. Alex Gazan has 527 points, and she is certainly not safe as far as that spot is concerned, because there is a lot of work left. The matter at hand is the handstand walk course.
We took a little piece of history over the years of the handstand walk course and put them all into one long section, as each round section gets more difficult as you work your way down.
Take us through the mission brief here.
Look, if you can't get the press of handstand, get there as fast as you can. Get that tie break time. Once you get there, you fail once, rest more than you think. Allow yourself to rest, recover, and give yourself a solid opportunity to try to hit that press to handstand walk.
10 women in this third and final heat. Danielle Brandon will be in lane number 1 and could do to this event what Victor Hoffer did back for the men.
All eyes should be on Danielle Brandon. She is the best handstand walk course athlete we've ever had on the women's side. And you're right, Sean. But one athlete to look out for and not sleep on is Ariel Lowen. She is just as good on her hands. We'll just have to see how they navigate the competition floor. Haley Adams still sitting in a top 10 position. Also good on her hands, not quite as good as Brandon or Lowen, but you never know what happens to a press to handstand.
And as expected, Danielle Brandon at the bottom of your screen is out front early, and good luck catching Danielle Brandon. Ariel Lowen currently sits in second place, as Brandon is through her first and now second of 4 freestanding handstand push-ups in this section. Everyone else except for Lowen has taken a break. Brandon continues to work.
Now you got to move fast, but you have to stay in control. We've seen a couple athletes that moved well, but lost control and had to go back a section.
Brandon trying to get herself situated, and whoa, that was a save from Danielle Brandon. And she will come down, take a quick break before her first pirouette. Brandon is way out in front as she gets to her second pirouette, able to hang on to that. And Brandon is through in 1 minute, 8 seconds.
Now here's the thing, in 2022, when this movement debuted, Danielle Brandon didn't get to it yet.
Brandon trying to press out here, having some problems.
She's going wide in more of a straddle position, but I believe just tucking those knees into your chest and rotating around is going to be something she's going to need to do.
Now Lucy Campbell's through.
Now the time to beat's going to go by.
If Paige Rogers going to pick up the win, Brandon is really struggling with this.
And Brandon this is her 4th attempt at this. On the right side, Lucy Campbell has yet to try. She's been resting for the last 45 seconds to give herself one good opportunity here.
Now it's wide open here in the final heat. Paige Rogers with the event win. Alex Gazan couldn't press it out. Amy Kringle has her hands on the parallel bars in the white top and red shorts.
And this will be Lucy's first attempt. Danielle Brandon cannot figure this out.
Gazan had it and then fell. Well, Lucy Campbell's talking to her judge about something.
She's talking to her judge about how she has to utilize her legs on the press to handstand.
Lawson is up and through the parallel bars, and Emma Lawson's going to take the heat. Lawson came in 4th place overall, only 7 points back at Sturt for 3rd. Kringle looks like she has herself situated as Gazan is up and over. Gazan's going to take 2nd place in the heat, and here comes Kringle. Campbell and Sturt still out there, and now times from prior heats are starting to factor in. This could not be going better for Amy Kringle right now, as in lane 10, Kyra Milligan is through. Danielle Brandon has finally figured it out, and Brandon makes it in.
That was huge for Kringle, but for Alex Kazan's chances to move herself into a top 3 position, even better.
And now Ariel Lowen is up and over, leaves Adams, Turner, Campbell, and Sturt all still on the floor. Sturt and Campbell again came in 3rd and 2nd respectively, and Kringle already had a 58-point lead on Campbell for first place.
Lucy, she's getting the turnover, just getting stuck on that press out. Right there, just can't finish the last couple, and she knows it. She's so close, but this is also moving her further and further away from Amy Kringle.
Haley Adams getting set for another attempt. Now look, we still have 9 events to go here. But with the lead that Kringle is building, it's going to start taking a team effort to try and cut into that deficit. I mean, Campbell and Surter are going to need to start hitting some home runs and get help in the process.
58 points was a lot coming into this, and it's going to stretch to possibly 70 to 80. We still have one more event to go tonight.
Sturt can't get there. Adams can't complete it as Ellie Turner is on her 2nd and final pirouette. Campbell bails out. And this is really going to bode well for Amy Kringle, who, as you've been mentioning the entire weekend, does great to start, but it's the back half, and right now she has some insurance points in her pocket.
Very much so, and very precious points. But that said, don't build a buffer in hopes you don't fail or falter towards the end. Just keep building it as the weekend goes on.
Well, Emma Lawson may have put herself in the top 3 as she wins the heat. We still have one event to go this evening. Danielle Brandon, as expected, had the lead, but the parallel bars really threw a monkey wrench into this whole thing.
It really did, and it wasn't a product of her getting there too fast or getting there too soon. And she had a couple of incredible saves. I do not know how her feet did not touch the ground there. She had to move her hand just to save that. And then another save that she had to do, splitting her legs back and forth just to keep herself from falling off the riser. But then once she got there, the parallel bars just posed a difficult task for Danielle Brandon. And Emma Lawson, welcome back to the CrossFit Games, girl. You're now potentially sitting in a podium position going into the final event today.
Paige Rogers picks up her first career event win at the CrossFit Games, the only athlete to go sub 2 minutes. Elisa Fuliano, that's her best finish of the competition. Lydia Fish is going to take 3rd, followed by Raptis and Annika Greer. Amy Kringle, your overall leader, good enough for 8th place. Another top 10 finish. Let's send it down to Bella Martin with your event winner, Paige Rogers.
Paige, it has been an incredible journey for you over the last few years. You've just made it back to the CrossFit Games, and you just had your first ever event win. Tell me about some of your new perspective going into this season.
Yeah, I mean, becoming a mom has changed everything for me, becoming a mom and a wife, and I feel like I've just grown so much physically and mentally over the last 3 years that I'm just handling it so much better being here on the big stage, and I'm just so thankful for everything.
The gymnast to elite CrossFit pipeline is pretty incredible. There are undoubtedly thousands of girls around the world watching you compete now. How would you encourage them to continue to chase after their dreams?
Yeah, I mean, I think women especially are just so capable, and I hope that I can represent that for young women, and especially my daughter now that I'm a mom. And I think women should just go out there and chase their dreams no matter how hard it might look.
Well, there's one more woman I want to give credit to. It's your mom, Laura. Tell me about the relationship that you guys have together and how CrossFit's brought you even closer together as mom and daughter.
Yeah, my mom's amazing. She's like my best friend, and she's helping out a ton this weekend with Oakley. We literally could not do it without her because my husband's competing as well. But her doing CrossFit as well, we've bonded through that, and she understands the sport a lot better. So she's very supportive of me, but I'm just so, so thankful for her.
Great job, Paige. Oakley, I hope you're asleep. Well done.